Welcome back to Sports Wrap-Up. It's time to take a look at our allsportswny.com Section 6 football top 10. And large school, not much change. Orchard Park, St. Joe's, Sweet Home, Jamestown, Canisius, all unbeaten, as well as West Seneca East. Lockport come up big last week. 7 touchdowns for one of their star players. They're ranked 7th. Grand Island unbeaten. They're at 8. Timon St. Jude and McKinley round out the top 10. Small school, Albion, Depew, Maple Grove, Cheektowaga, Pioneer, all unbeaten, as is Cleveland Hill, St. Mary's, Eden, Burgard, and Salamanca wrap that up. And you can catch the top 10s every Sunday night on All Sports WNY. Don't forget, the Just Pizza hot game of the week this week is Cleveland Hill at Fredonia, Section 6 Class C game. Just Pizza, great place to stop for pizza. And now it's my pleasure to introduce a fellow that I had the honor of working with some 20 years ago at WKBW Television. And in fact, it's been Old Home Week because John DeShulo's here, and you remember him from Channel 7. Bob McKeown, who is the athletic director at Niagara County Community College. Bob took over for an old buddy of mine, Lee Wallace, a couple of years ago, and you're loving the job. I am loving the job. I was very lucky to walk into a good situation that Lee Wallace built a solid foundation, and I was able to just kind of step in and take over and keep the ball rolling forward. And I was very fortunate to have the people before me who built what they built, and I'm just taking it from here. Now, I'd ask you why you would leave the glamour of television. This is so glamorous. To go to collegiate. First you were in admissions, and then you got, now of course you're in athletics. But folks, if you saw their pension plan out there at NCCC, you know why. He's going to be down there sitting in a lake in the southern tier while we're all out there still selling pencils. But great plan they have out there, don't they, Bobby? Well, it is a great plan. I'm not going to argue with that. It's a great place to work, absolutely. You know, I spent 10 years in television, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And my backup plan was to possibly teach and coach someday or work with athletics. You know, I played college football, played college baseball, and enjoyed my time. And then when I went back to NCCC after leaving television, I coached softball for 10 years there. I coached women's basketball there for 5 years, and was a sports information director there as well. And now taking over as the athletic director, I'm always doing something that involves the world of sports and dealing with athletes and kind of doing it from the other side of the bench now, you know, for the media before and now actually being involved in the day-to-day operations of sports, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Well, you know, I was at NCCC for 2 years and had a chance to work with Bob, and there's been some great success stories out there. First, let's talk about the baseball team, because Matt Klinger-Smith, the baseball coach, you guys came within an out of winning the national championship last spring. Yeah, last year Matt and the guys won the Region 3 championship. We went to Tyler, Texas, and took on some of the best programs in the country. And normally the teams from the Northeast get knocked out in the first day or two because the teams from down south are just far superior to the Northeast teams. But that's not the case with our program. Matt works with these guys year-round, does an incredible job. He and his assistants. He goes out and recruits fantastic players. He goes as far as Montreal, Canada, and Orchard Park, and all over, and well as the best players in Niagara County as well. And when we were down there in Texas, we actually set a World Series record for most hits in the World Series, and we just kept winning and winning, and we actually had to come out of the loser's bracket. We lost the first game, and then we came out of the loser's bracket, made it all the way to the championship, and they did a fantastic job. And I can't say enough about Matt and his coaching staff and all the guys as well. They're a fantastic team, and they're a lot of fun. I was down there with them. It was a lot of fun to be there. Now, when most people think of NCCC, historically the top program out there year in, year out is always the wrestling team. And I know that there's another success story this year because your veteran coach, Eric Canula, is getting a well-received honor. Yeah, Eric Canula, who's been there for up teen years and won many, many, many regional championships. He's in just about every Hall of Fame there is, and this year he's going into the Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame, a well-deserved honor for an incredible man. He is one of the legends at the college. He built a fantastic wrestling program. He's now volunteer coaching for us. He turned the program over to Keith Mowdy. Last year, Keith Mowdy, in his first year, won the regional championship. He was named Region 3 Coach of the Year. So the program's in good hands, and Eric is kind of tutoring and mentoring Keith, and again, moving the program forward, and it hasn't missed a beat by winning the regionals last year, and then Keith being named Coach of the Year. We'd mentioned when he started his career out there, but we were both small young children when that took place, so we really don't remember. Eric's much older than we are. Yes, he is. Now, not only do you have a great wrestling program out there, but also amongst your winter sports, you have the nephew of the great John Beeline. Billy Beeline's out there and just doing a great job with the men's basketball team.
Yeah, you know, one thing I have is a great group of coaches that are completely dedicated to what they do, and Bill Beeline is one of them. He takes those players, he works with them, he molds them, he goes out and recruits great kids, brings them in. He's in that gym 24/7 working with these kids and doing the best he can and getting the most out of them. He's taken our program and done a great job with it. He's made it highly competitive, trying to compete with ECC and other programs which have always been top-notch, and now we're right there with them. We're winning double-digit wins. We're packing the gym with fans. Bill is a high-energy, high-intensity coach, much like his uncle, and he's doing an absolutely fantastic job with the program. We're very, very lucky to have him.
I hate to say this, but having watched him coach, I don't think he'll be there too much longer because I got to believe somebody's going to grab him.
You know, when I first started as the athletic director, one of the first things I did was I went up to Bill and I said, how long do I have you? And he told me 5 or 6 years. And he said that's my plan. He said I want to do something here first. I'd like to win for NCCC and win for you, and then we'll see what happens after that. So I'll take him for as long as he wants to stay. He does a fantastic job with us. I have a feeling as well that he will. He's already a winner with us. He'll continue to win, and then eventually I think he will get snatched up by somebody. But you know, that's what I really want for our coaches. I think our coaches, the better they get, I think they will get snatched up by other schools, just like our players do. Our players are getting better and better, and they get, you know, last year we had a baseball player who was drafted by the Atlanta Braves. We have all of our sophomores and our baseball team got scholarships last year. A lot of our wrestlers have gone on, our basketball players have gone on, and not just the men's side, but the women's side too. We have a lot of
women's
players
volleyball program is outstanding.
Women's volleyball last year under head coach Joe Dagler, they made it to the Nationals. They finished 5th in the country. They set all kinds of records along the way. Again, an incredible coach. We're lucky to have him. He, again, goes out and recruits the top girls. He gets the most out of them. And, you know, it's nice to see that Niagara County Community College is a competitor now. We're right there with everybody else in just about every sport that we offer, and we're getting there. We want to be, you know, we want to be competitive in every single sport that we have, and certainly we are there, and about half of our programs right now, and the other programs are getting there as well.
You know, working out at NCCC, it was a great experience for me because it was only 10 minutes from my house, so
sure.
It was nice. But, you know, it was kind of like old home week because I went there, and Bob, of course, worked with me at Channel 7, and we both had the pleasure, and you still do, of working with the sister of John Murphy,
right.
Barbara DeSimone, who is she's just a princess out there, and it's so great. It was so great to work with Barb, isn't it?
It was. In fact, when I first came to NCCC, you know, I had worked with John Murphy as you did at Channel 7, and I said, hey, John, I'm getting a job at NCCC, and he said, yeah, my sister works out there. Look her up, you know, and she's a nice girl, so on and so forth, and so I did. So I met her, and we've been friends ever since, and it's been a real pleasure working with her. And I can't get away from the Murphys no matter where I go.
I work with both John and Barb bought me lunch many more times than John ever has. So I'll say that.
Yeah.
Bob, it's great having you on. Good luck
Absolutely.
for the rest of the season. And I know NCCC, that everybody's all excited out there. The great new culinary institute in downtown Niagara Falls.
Absolutely.
So great things are happening out there.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'll come back anytime. And I promise I'll leave my phone off as well.
Yeah, well, we found out Steve Manson broke his phone. We found out during the break. Bob McKeown, NCCC. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Wrap Up right after this.